Hello, good morning, student. I hope you all are fine and happy or healthy at home. What we did in the previous lecture or what we did yesterday we learned about formation of methane molecule. When formation of the methane molecule takes place, what type of the geometry, that what type of the hybridization present in the methane molecule, what type of the geometry, what is the bond angle, what is the bond length, all these things we have learned. So today we are going to learn about the remaining, that is a second hybridization using s and p orbital. We are getting different type of the hybridization. First one is a sp3 hybridization, second one is a sp2 hybridization, and third one is a sp hybridization. We already learned sp3 hybridization. Today we are going to learn the sp2 hybridization. When sp2 hybridization occurs, it has a geometry, that is the trigonal planar geometry. And now when sp2 hybridization, how it there are the according to our definition of the hybridization, the process of mixing and recasting of atomic orbital of different energies in an isolated atom to form or to overlap to get the new orbital of which is equal in energy is known as a hybridization, and the new hybrid orbital are known as a hybrid orbital. Now if you look at here, s and p 2 sp2 hybridization, that has a trigonal planar. So now let us look at as a suitable example to explain the sp2 hybridization. I have taken here one example, that is the formation of ethylene molecule. And as we know that ethylene molecule has a 2 carbon atom and the 4 hydrogen atom is there, are the carbon carbon double bonds are there. First of all, let us see here, in a ethylene molecule the central atom is a carbon atom, and as we know that carbon atom has a atomic number is a 6. As usual, we know the electronic configuration. How to write the electronic configuration? Everybody knows that, that is a 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. That is a general electronic configuration according to the above principle. Now 1s orbital is a inner shell orbital. It does not take part in the formation of the bond. Only the outer most shell electron, that is called as the valence shell electron, they can form the bond with the other element or itself. So that type of the electron participate in the formation of the bonding. Now let us look at here again. As we know that s orbital has a 2 electron, this is a 2s orbital. p orbital, as we know that there are the 3 subshell and they are like this. This is a 2px, 2py and this is a 2pz, right? Now go on filling the electron. There is a one rule according to as a Hund's rules of maximum multiplicity. Here the electron entered here 2s orbital, and as we know that the capacity of those atomic orbital, maximum capacity to accommodate the electron, s orbital can accommodate 2 electron, p orbital can accommodate 6 electron, d orbital can accommodate 10 electron, and f orbital can accommodate maximum 14 electron. That are the capacities to accommodate electron. Now here p orbital here has a 2 electron. How these 2 electrons are entered in p orbital? According to as a Hooke's rule of maximum multiplicity, one electron in 2px, another electron in a 2py, that we already learned in a. This is the electronic configuration of this carbon atom in the ground state. This is the ground state electronic configuration of that carbon. When the molecule is formed, that carbon atom goes in the excited state, and that excited state, the electronic configuration of the excited state will be like this. This is a excited state electronic configuration. Here what is happening, one of the electron from 2s orbital is promoted into as a p orbital. So here remains as only one electron entered here, 2 electron already here, 1 electron goes in this suborbital. Now look at, there are the 4 unpaired electron is formed, and now these orbital, according to the process, what is happening, the process of mixing and recasting of atomic orbital, s orbital which is different in energy, p orbital which is a different in energy, when they combine, now what is happening here, one s orbital and 2 p orbital, they undergoes hybridization, which is known as the sp2 hybridization. Look at here carefully, I am overlapping or hybridizing only or mixing only as a 3 atomic orbital, because we are talking about the sp2 hybridization. 1 s atomic orbital and 2 p atomic orbital, they combine together and form this is a new hybrid orbital. And as we know that the one principle, what is that, number of atomic orbital participate in the hybridization, number of molecular orbital or hybrid orbital is formed. Look at here, there are 3 atomic orbital, 1 s orbital and 2 p orbital. So new hybrid orbital also form as a 3. So this is a sp2 hybridization. sp2 hybridization, and when this sp2 hybridization form, it has a fixed, or what we can call it as a definite geometry, and definite geometry it has, and that is the tetrahedral geometry, not tetrahedral, what is that, that is the trigonal geometry, trigonal planar geometry we are getting, planar trigonal planar geometry we are getting. And now look at here how diagrammatically, now I am going to show here. S orbital, as we know that it has a spherical shape. There are the 3 axes, which are those, x, then y and z. These are the 3 axes. S orbital having same electron density or the intensity along all the axes is the same, and therefore this is a 2s atomic orbital. Now then p orbital, as we know that the shape of the p orbital is a dumbbell in shape. Dumbbell in shape, let us see x axis, we have a, this is a 2p x orbital, right? Now another one 2p y orbital is a slightly like this. This is a, look how I am driving that structure, 2p y orbital, this is the x axis, this will be the y axis. Now they undergo as a hybridization here and form, and one this one p orbital remains here, and this p orbital we can, it is used for pi bond, formation. This one unpaired electron is utilized or which is used for the formation of the pi bond. Now when they overlap, we are going to get here, after the overlap, or we can call it as a hybridize. After hybridization, 3 atomic orbitals are there, 2x, 2px and 2py z orbital, they undergoes sp2 hybridization and form as a 3 sp2 hybrid orbital. How they form? Let us look at here the structure of that. Now when they are forming, so one of the lobe is a greater and one is a smaller one. Now here one lobe is a smaller and one lobe is a larger one. One lobe is a smaller and one lobe is a larger, right? And this is the angle. This is known as a sp2 hybrid orbital. This is the sp2 hybrid orbital, and now the bond angle found to in that is a 120 degree. In a tetrahedral geometry, we know that there are the 109.5 degree, that is the bond angle found in tetrahedral geometry. When the trigonal that become as a planar and it has a dihedral angle, it has a bond angle is a 120 degree. Bond angle means what? The angle between a two adjacent bond is known as bond angle. So bond angle is found to be 120, that has a definite shape and the orientation of this. Now look at this is a 3 sp2 hybridization, and according to that mixing of 2s orbital and the 2p orbital together, we are getting as a 3 sp2. These are the hybrid orbital. How many are there? They are the 3 hybrid orbital, and these are individual, means they are the atomic orbital. 3 atomic orbital, 3 hybrid orbital we are getting here. Now one unhybridized, this 2pz, it remains as an unhybridized orbital, and that unhybridized, when the molecule like this methane molecule is formed, how it hybridized? Let us see here. Let us assume here one carbon atom, one here ethane molecule C2. One of the carbon atom of sp2 hybrid orbital hybridize or overlap with another hybridized orbital of another carbon atom, overlap coaxially to form the sigma bond. I am talking about the coaxially and form as a sigma bond. Here forming as a sigma bond, right? Now one of the carbon atom, imagine here carbon atom, and here how it form. Look at here, suppose as a this one, right? And this is a sigma bond forming here. This is a sp2 hybrid orbital of one carbon atom. Imagine there is a carbon atom, here also has a carbon atom, sp2 hybrid orbital overlap with another sp2 hybrid orbital of the another carbon atom, they form as a sigma bond here. Now the 3 lobes remains here, what they are as it is like this, and now another orbital may be here, one orbital here, another orbital here, right? And now there is a now one form as a sigma bond, and 4 sp2 hybrid orbital overlap with 4 1s atomic orbital of the hydrogen atom, and they form as a sigma bond here. This is a hydrogen atom here, another hydrogen atom here, one more hydrogen atom here, because there are the 4 hydrogen atoms are here, and therefore one hydrogen atom, they forming as a sigma bond. Look at here, sigma bond. These are the sigma bond formation. And how the hybrid, what type of the hybridization are overlapping? There is a look at here, sp, this one is a sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon and s orbital of the hydrogen atom. Similarly here also sp2 of that carbon atom and s orbital of the hydrogen atom, because hybrid orbital can overlap with hybrid orbital as well as it can overlap with the atomic orbital. According to that, we are getting as this one. So this is a sigma bond and form a here sp2 s hybridized there. Now look at here in the previous case, just now we have seen 2pz orbital is a unhybridized orbital. Unhybridized orbital, that 2pz remains as it is, and I am showing that 2pz orbital is here clearly. Now what is happening, that this 2pz orbital of the one carbon atom laterally or sidewise overlap, laterally or sideways sideways overlapping occurs, means here this, look at here, they are lateral overlapping or the sideways overlapping takes place one of the unhybridized orbital of the one carbon atom with the another carbon atom, and when they form as a bond, that is called as the pi bond. And as we know that there is a sidewise overlapping, due to that the less amount of the energy concentrate between the two nuclei of the two nuclei of the atom, and therefore pi bond are weaker. This pi bond becomes as a weaker, and sigma bond are the stronger bond. Why? Because sigma bond are formed coaxially means maximum amount of the energy concentrate between the two nuclei, and therefore sigma bond are always stronger than the pi bond. Pi bond are formed due to the lateral overlapping between the atomic orbital, unhybridized atomic orbital, or which is known as a sideways. The electron density is minimum, or what we can call it as a less as compared to as a coaxially overlapping, and therefore energy required to break that sigma bond is easy as compared to the sigma bond, and therefore sigma bond is stronger than pi bond. There is a 2-mark question may appear in your exam, or you always remember sigma bond is stronger than the pi bond, or vice versa, pi bond is weaker than the sigma bond. What would be the reason? The reason just now I told, right? Now how how does it how did this molecule, ethylene molecule, looks? Let us see here, this is a carbon atom, here also as a carbon atom. Now what is happening here, we are here, look at this unhybridized carbon atom, they are called here one carbon atom, another carbon atom. Now one sigma bond is here and another one pi bond, means here is a cloud above the plane as well as below the plane. Pi bond are sideways or laterally overlapping, and these hydrogen atom, one is lying here, another we can show dotted line, or this one next, or here hydrogen atom, here one of the hydrogen atom and another hydrogen atom. So this is a pi bond, this pi bond energy, pi bond is a how the pi bond cloud is above the plane, this is a below the plane. Now how do we write the structure of ethane molecule? Let us look at here. This is the ethylene molecule, hydrogen atom we can write here, one of the hydrogen atom here, another hydrogen atom, and due to the carbon carbon double bond, that molecule becomes as a planar one bond. Out of that two bond, one is a sigma bond and another one is a pi bond. You can call it, this one is a sigma bond, another one is a pi bond. Now the bond length found here is around 120 degrees centigrade, right? That is the bond angle found in the trigonal, it has a trigonal geometry. What will be the bond length? Bond length means what? That is the average distance between the two bonded atom, distance between the two atom, average distance and therefore it is found to be X-ray crystallographic experiment showed that the bond length found here, I think 1.34 angstrom, that is the bond length, and the unit of the bond length is always expressed in the angstrom. 1 angstrom is nothing but as the 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. And what we have seen in the previous case in a ethane molecule, if you remember, if you observe carefully here, the bond length, carbon carbon bond length is a shorter or longer as if you compare with the carbon carbon single bond. So if you remember carbon carbon single bond, there, what do you remember, what is the bond angle what is the bond length of carbon carbon single bond? It is found to be 1.54 angstrom, right? And now when carbon carbon double bond is formed, it is found to be 1.34 angstrom, always remember, right? Carbon carbon single bond is a longer bond length, and when the when the bond order increases, the bond distance goes on decreasing, or that bond length becomes as the shorter and the shorter. So this is all about the formation of the sp2 hybridization, how the whenever, and this becomes as the unsaturated compound. Organic compound, unsaturated compound means what? When the molecule containing as a carbon carbon double bond or multiple bond, they are the unsaturated carbon. And sp2 hybridization in here, suppose as a carbon carbon double bond, let us see here, carbon carbon double bond which can show as sp2 hybridization, carbon oxygen double bond, carbon nitrogen double bond, carbon sulfur double bond, these all are showing as a sp2 hybridization. Always remember, I think with this we have completed, that is the sp2 hybridization. What is sp2 hybridization? Explain with suitable example, that is normally 3 to 4 mark question appear on this. So remember, that is a very important, and it's a very simple concept. First find out the central metal atom, write down the electronic configuration, and write down the electronic configuration in ground state as well as in excited state, and then draw the atomic orbital and form the hybrid orbital, and likewise. So that is a 2 we have seen. I think let us stop today here. Remaining we will see the next time, that is sp hybridization. Have a nice day. Thank you.